Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys Jerry Jones repeats lie about Ravens Pro Bowl RB. There was plenty of chatter, no doubt, about the notion of the Cowboys seeking to make a big splash that could turn around their fortunes in after another NFL playoff disappointment last season, arranging their financial pieces in such a way that they could pursue and land star running back Derrick Henry, who was a free agent after having spent a stellar career in Tennessee. Henry was interested in coming to Dallas, which clearly needed a bruising back after struggling with short yard situations in one season with Tony Pollard as the sole featured back. Landing him would require the Cowboys to either restructure some current deals or, even better, sign new contracts either with quarterback Dak Prescott or receiver CeeDee Lamb before the start of free agency. The Cowboys did neither, and made no move whatsoever to sign Henry, who landed with the Ravens on a 2-year, $16 million contract. On Sunday, after Henry gashed the Cowboys and led the Ravens with 151 yards on 25 carries, adding 2 touchdowns, team owner Jerry Jones brushed off, again, any notion of the Cowboys signing or ever wanting to sign Henry because, as he said, via reporter Joe Hoyt, "Why can't you buy a mansion when you live in a different type of house? We couldn't afford it. You can't make that all fit. Simple as that." That is, of course, a lie. It's what Jones has been saying all along about Henry and the Cowboys, but it's not true. Technically, yes, the Cowboys did not have cap space on March 13, at the start of free agency, to sign Henry. But it would have been relatively simple to restructure a deal or two on the books to create the space for Henry, whose $16 million deal is not really even $8 million per year. Henry got a signing bonus, according to Spotrac, of $7.8 million, which cut this year's cap hit to $5.1 million. That is not a difficult amount to conjure up for an NFL team. It would have been especially easy for Jones and the Cowboys to do so if they had re-signed either Lamb or Prescott, or, God forbid, both, early, which would have allowed the team to convert a significant portion of the first year of the new contract into a signing bonus and reduced each player's cap number. Instead, Jones and the Cowboys opted to pull together a running back committee led by the fast-declining Ezekiel Elliott, who racked up 3 carries and 6 yards on Sunday. Rico Dowdle led the RBs on the day with 8 carries for 32 yards. In all, the Cowboys had 51 yards rushing on 16 carries. If there was any doubt about where Henry might have preferred to play, remember that he has a home in Dallas. And there was this bit of frustrating reporting from Jane Slater, of the NFL Network, who wrote on Twitter/X, "Welp, Derrick Henry told me he was looking forward to this one after wanting to play in Dallas. Lives and trains here in the offseason. Told me about 20 people in the stands to see him. Nice show today. 2 TDs, 133 scrimmage yards." The Cowboys now, through 3 games, have 221 yards rushing on 62 carries. Henry had almost 70% of that total in one game, on 25 carries. Too bad the Cowboys could not, afford a mansion like that. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is finding himself in hot water, though he might well not be aware of what he did. A video of Jones watching an unidentified Cowboys practice hit social media on Saturday, setting into motion a firestorm of reaction from users who quickly referred back to accusations of racism that have tailed Jones throughout his time in the public eye. The video came during a live stream posted by actor and comedian Jamie Foxx, who was apparently sitting with Jones watching a Cowboys practice and showing fans shots of the field, as well as Jones and himself. Jones, obviously unaware he was being filmed, began rattling off a player's measurements, though he never referred to which player he was talking about. Cowboys CeeDee Lamb spotted on sidelines, going the hell off on Dak Prescott during disastrous loss against Ravens. One thing is for certain, there's never a dull moment in Dallas. To give the Dallas Cowboys credit, they nearly pulled off a comeback win Sunday to shock the Baltimore Ravens, but despite that, a loss is a loss. and as a result, they've lost 2 of their first 3 contests to begin the season. Well, it's pretty clear that the players themselves are feeling frustrated about the bad start, as evident Sunday when Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb was spotted on the sidelines going the hell off on his quarterback Dak Prescott. Tallying a stat line of 67 yards off 4 catches, Lamb ended up fumbling the ball in the red zone during the first half that ended up being crucial in their 28-25 defeat to Baltimore, and as you'll see in the video, his response was terrible with some temper tantrum-style body language. After acting like a 2-year-old in that scene, that's when he popped off at Prescott, as well as Dallas guard Zach Martin. Why Bill Belichick makes even more sense for Cowboys after latest dud. The Dallas Cowboys are just one NFC East team that entered this season in need of redemption after an embarrassing first-round exit last postseason. Dallas dished out plenty of money to star CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, keeping them as the faces of the core alongside top defender Micah Parsons on a still talented roster. The Cowboys looked dominant in Week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. That couldn't be farther from the truth over the last 2 weeks. The Cowboys watched the then red-hot offense of the New Orleans Saints drop 41 points in front of the Dallas crowd in Week 2. The Saints racked up over 430 yards of offense, while Alvin Kamara rushed for 115 yards and a trio of touchdowns. A week later, the Baltimore Ravens imposed their will offensively and did so, like New Orleans did, on the ground against the Cowboys. Baltimore tallied 472 yards of offense with 274 of those coming in the run game. The Ravens saw the best out of their top offseason signing as Derrick Henry shot past 100 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. In the closing minutes, cornerback Trayvon Diggs slammed his helmet on the turf while Parsons lit into his fellow defenders on the sidelines during the 28-25 loss to Baltimore. That's 69 points and over 900 yards of offense allowed over the last 2 weeks in a pair of home losses for the Cowboys. Head coach Mike McCarthy could eventually be on a short leash at the will of owner Jerry Jones. Should the Cowboys decide to make a move, there's a more than qualified legend on the market. Bill Belichick appears ready to return to coaching when an opportunity opens after 24 seasons with the New England Patriots that delivered 6 championships. Links between Belichick and Dallas swirled during the offseason, and clear lacks in defensive production could amplify those rumblings once again. Belichick is arguably the best defensive mind to ever operate in NFL history and could certainly be the answer to internally improve that unit for Dallas. The Cowboys absolutely have the talent to control the game on defense. They may just need a fresh voice that's gotten the best out of that side of the ball. The Cowboys look to avoid a 3-game losing streak in Week 4 on a short week when they visit the New York Giants for Thursday Night Football. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Bill Belichick? Leave your opinion in the comments.